Coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
Well, there's places in the world who don't have the COVID-19 at all. And then there's places in the world that got it right off the bat. Village Idiom. Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every week chooses a popular saying to take a shallow but hopefully comedic and once in a while interesting dive into its meaning, its usage, its origins, and we'll also hang our otherwise directionless conversation on it. My name is Jurassic Park.
And I'm Skinny. Good to see you, my dude.
Good to be seen.
All is well in your land?
Yeah, really good. You?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, what's
awesome.
happening?
Well, this week we holed up inside of our compound. The drapes are shut and all the blast shields are down.
Yeah.
And so we come out every once in a while. It's like the purge out there. It's like, what's going on?
That's so funny. It's true.
Whatever.
It's a different time. It is a different season.
Some people are going to get that right away. Some people aren't.
Some will get it.
Yeah.
The ones that matter.
Which will segue nicely.
Right now, if you're topics. I don't get it.
Well, there you go. Guess you missed that episode.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I'm sadly, outside of you hear reports, friends are impacted by this sort of thing. It's not touched my house, but
do you know anybody that it has touched?
Yes.
Like a friend that you have seen in real life.
Yes, I have a friend in real life with the COVID-19.
See, I haven't yet, so I'm like, now it's all hearsay.
I guess it probably is the most important factor in that is that I have friends, and so it's definitely going to be easier for me.
I said some words. Where'd they go?
Let's just get right into origins.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were doing that right off the bat.
Oh. Oh, I totally ate that up. I was like, you goofed it, son. You're like, no, we're getting into it right off the bat, which is today's idiom.
It is. We'll get back to it. I cut you off just to be funny. That whole time that whole time that you've been talking, I've been trying to remember. Every week I have a hard time getting that stupid clip to play. And that whole time, I meant to play it like 2 seconds into our intro. And that's how long it got me to.
So good.
But seriously, like I haven't met anybody.
No, yeah. It's it's inevitably gonna touch somebody in our circles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got a friend
not
who's
to be
going through it and
all conspiracy whatever about it, but there's a lot of talk about the fact that some of us may have already had it.
Yeah.
And like you're immune probably.
Right, you've been in and through and
and
it was just mild enough that it wasn't a thing.
You're just kind of out for a day or two. And,
oh man, you think?
But I think
there's places in the world who don't have the COVID-19 at all, and then there's places in the world that got it right off the bat.
Where specifically?
Nowhere comes to mind.
Oh, that's for those who know that the virus came from a bat.
I was thinking of all this bat stuff.
That's funny.
When you're doing the research on it, it's
some people got the virus right off the bat.
Well, have you seen people eat bat?
No,
this isn't a joke.
I've seen one person eat bat, and that was Chevy Chase in The Three Amigos.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Just like crispy, breaking off chunks of bat wing.
Around
a campfire.
I was thinking of Bear Grylls.
Oh,
who does this thing because his show Man vs. Wild, where he creates this. He goes and finds this cave where the bats may be, and then he gets a little fire going and just basically smokes out the bats, and as they come out he builds what he refers to as
the hardest part about smoking a bat,
getting the zigzag around it. But so he builds this kind of he takes if you can imagine a branch that goes off in a Y,
like a slingshot,
and he makes he does this thing called bat tennis, where and then he wraps the Y portion so that it's covered like a tennis racket,
and with double-sided sticky tape.
No, just like branches and other Bear Grylls debris.
Why doesn't he just use a fishing net?
I guess he doesn't have his
he's
versus
making
wild.
it.
Man
He's
versus
making it.
wild.
Got it,
He's
got it,
making it. So as these bats are getting smoked out, he's just playing bat tennis, and he just whales him.
Wow.
So bat comes flying out, wham, another bat, wham. And so, he got, it's like one of those controversial things about him and humanely dispatching animals.
The Batcavists were...
Yeah. Is that what's going to happen today? It's all because of this pandemic.
Oh, no. So, and then how did he eat it?
He's just making, I don't know, like bat tenders and little honey mustard, little sweet and sour. Boom, boom.
Buffalo bat wings.
Yeah. And so, he would smash it, cook it over a fire.
Well, my son did a trip where he spent 2, 3, 4 months in, oh my goodness, where did he go?
You're talking like Thailand, Cambodia, Philippines.
Papua New Guinea.
Somewhere Australia.
And some of them do eat bat. And so he was up with some of the local people there and was like, if you're having bat, I'm in. None of the rest of the people he was with were going to try it, but he's like, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And they said, bat. What's that? So
is it good?
Like the messaging?
It's not bad.
I'm like, have you had it yet? Have you had it? No. And in the end, the only reason he didn't have it is they're that hard to catch. And they're like, yeah, they couldn't.
You got to use Bear Grylls tennis racket technique.
If they'd only known.
Start a fire in a cave and then smoke them out and then smack them with the tennis racket.
That's love 20. I don't even know if that's how it works.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Brian Regan does that gig on.
I know he does it so well.
Funny,
so well. Why not just 1, 2, 3, 4?
This guy wants to do 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna do love 15, 30, 40. Add my ad, your ad, deuce.
Yeah, exactly. So today's idiom is right off the bat. Here's a little something
Right
for
off
you.
the bat. Here we go.
I'm gonna flag him. Definitely flag him.
I heard that, hound. Easy, what? Oh, God. You always resort to violence right off the bat.
I love.
Yes.
I don't know what it's from. Is it, but it sounds like the skinny guy with the googly eyes, Steve Buscemi.
Well, you know what? I honestly don't know the voice because that was Transformers last night. So
No,
whoever is the voice of that sort of junkyard character,
yeah, it has a hint of the Steve Buscemi.
Stanley Tucci.
Is it?
I don't know. He's in that one. I just don't
know
know who he is.
Yeah. So right off the bat.
Right off the bat, which means to
Get something like right away, immediately.
immediate action, right? Yeah, we had to get this podcast going and get to the subject right off the bat, but we never ever do.
It's not one of those. It's not our forte.
It is not.
Well, it's I was going through and doing some bat research, and I came across this kid's joke.
Okay,
Which
is it the one where the virus? Some countries got it right off the bat.
No, it's a different one. It's this dad bat talking to his kid bats, teaching him how to feed. He's a vampire bat, and so it's like, okay, get on out there. And so the kid bat comes back. His face is all like bloody. It's like, oh, hey, like great job. Like what did you find? It's like, see that cow out there? It's like, oh yeah, cow's great way to get fed. Okay, no problem. Sends out. Okay, next one out. Next one comes out. That's my bad effect for you. Comes back, just a bloody face. It's like, well, where did you get fed? It's like, you see that moose out there?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, great job. Moose is a great way to eat. Sends the next one out. Next one comes out. Comes back, just blood all over its face. It's like, great job. You know, what did you eat? And he's like, I didn't eat anything. Do you see that tree out there? So, as a kid, one of those kid joke, I'm like, that's.
You know where that sound's coming from? Right out of bat.
Wow, that's
creepy.
terrifying.
That's awful.
Yeah, that's really nuts. So, them doing their echolocation nonsense, but apparently, that one got the tree in the face.
That's really funny. I actually was trying to get ahead of you on the joke, and I had no idea.
Oh, bad.
Okay, well, you want to get into it?
Yeah.
For real this time?
We should probably discuss a little bit about where this comes from.
All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
See? Look at that.
Let's do it right now.
You see that? I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
My goodness.
It's queued up. You saw me. We already played it once, so it's just sitting there. It's press play. That's my job here. Press play. And yet
there's been some update that to the operating system. Well, this high quality
Origins.
This high quality product that we put out every day there's a new challenge.
That's right.
Some people get it figured out later, and some people are able to do it right off the bat.
I can't even. Thanks for rubbing it in.
No problem. So while you look for that, let's get into a little bit of these origins.
You want to?
No, I'm just trying to stall time for you.
Thanks. I'm working so hard.
I said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origins.
You know, if you're going to cover an idiom that means to have immediate action or to not delay,
you should goof up the text.
You should have all this working so that it's not continually delayed.
So where does this actually come from?
Well, as you might guess, the origins of this phrase, there's some controversy actually, but it's likely that it comes from baseball. Faceball. The origins of this phrase are likely to come from baseball, where after a successful hit, the batter will take immediate action and run to first base, which made me pause right there and go, is it right off the bat, just as a reminder, like, okay, when you hit the ball, turn right.
Okay, coach.
It's right. No, it's right, not left off the bat.
He's heading to the dugout. His coach told him to turn right.
The batter will take an immediate, they head off for first base. So the quick response that the batter takes seems to be where the expression gets its figurative meaning as well, of something being done without delay.
Right off the bat.
Date-wise, how you doing?
Date-wise, have I had a date in a while?
Yeah, just throwing it out there. Blind date, like a
I thought you were talking like a fig.
No. So from what I found, this idiom goes back at least to the 1880s, possibly 1850s-ish, which does make sense if it comes from baseball, because
I see what you're asking. I didn't get that right away.
Baseball. Everything's delayed. Baseball originated, which also is controversial as to the origins of baseball and which country, which sport it sort of derived from, but that's for another episode.
Yeah, the Canadians keep getting ripped off.
You think Canadians made
I don't know.
Baseball?
I just said that. Oh. Didn't they do basketball?
Well, it was a Canadian, but he was in a U.S. college when he invented it.
So the Canadians.
And the reason I can confirm that is because they started with peach baskets, which not exactly a Canadian fruit.
No. That's definitely.
Yeah, we would have had maple trees.
It's not quite as fun.
So controversially, baseball originated around the 1800s. So
fair enough.
So the baseball part of it is interesting all on its own. Baseball started, it was funny, I looked up the origins of baseball just as a side note, and it's like, baseball had a number of names, including baseball. So
and then there was the ball base.
Just putting a space between the words instead of one word. Goal ball, round ball, fetch catch. I like that. I wish it was still called fetch catch. Stool ball.
That's not good.
No.
That's like monkeys play that, I think.
And in at least one version of the original games, teams, you'd pitch to your own players. So your pitcher was a part of the batting
Stool
team.
ball where you pinch hit. Nice.
Anyway, baseball. Look it up on your own time. During the 1880s, the expression was used in both just as a, like, literally referring to baseball and also figurative, and it kind of started around the same time, a sense of doing something fast. So an example of it referring to baseball, the Albion New Era newspaper in 1883, it says, a person unused, this was interesting, you know how you say you get used to something, a person used to doing whatever. Have you ever heard this? A person unused to it would catch one fly. Have you ever heard the version of being used to something?
No.
I'm unused to that.
I'm unused.
Is that weird?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the word in this quote. A person unused to it would catch one fly out of 50. And as for stopping and holding a hot liner right off the bat, he might as well attempt to gather in a solid shot fired point blank from a parrot gun. So right off the bat,
is meaningless.
both means immediately, like catch it right off the bat, and it means the ball is coming right off the bat. So it's kind of both. And then the next quote, just like 5 years later, has nothing to do with baseball. Let me hear, this is from the Bidford Journal in 1888. Let me hear that kid use slang again, and I'll give it to him right off the bat. I'll wipe up the floor with him.
Nice.
See?
There he comes right off the bat. One of the most interesting baseball-y type things, I've not seen it with a batter as opposed to a pitcher, where the pitcher throws the ball so fast and a bird flies in front of it.
I've seen stuff
and
like
the bird explodes with feathers.
Yeah, I saw a squirrel get hit on the field.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
That's not good.
One of the versions of the old baseball, its derivatives, was you could get a player out by hitting him with the ball. So like
that,
instead of tagging
like
him in glove. Yeah, it's like dodgeball with a baseball. Like he's running for second, just peg him.
If you can,
you're out
with a wrench. If you can hit him with a wrench.
That's how bowling started too. If you could hit your
10 of your friends had to sit there. You stand there.
And 5 friends, 10 legs.
Nice. Oh.
So if you hit just the right leg, they just had to stand like a flamingo.
It's terrible.
Split.
Your friends suck. But finding something like that, what was it called again? Like happy round
catch ball,
catchy
stool ball,
catchy fetch time, or what was it?
fetch catch stool ball.
I was thinking, did you play baseball as a kid, or softball, or
no? I was very
ball, or
played some tetherball.
I don't know.
No, I remember like trying to start up a totally like not even legit school league baseball. I was so into sports. In case it doesn't show.
You make up for it in other ways.
I handed in my man card forever ago.
Yeah, I played a lot of softball. Thanks for asking. It was one of those
softball or baseball.
Oh,
where's your man card?
At least I played a sport.
That's true.
Softball was super fun.
I played field hockey.
Oh, great.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
just for the record,
tripping over your skirt. Nice. And so I'm sure we'll hear about that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
send your mail to
misogyny at thevillageidiompodcast.com.
You played softball.
Yeah, I thought it was so much fun. We moved around.
I played softball in a work league.
Conveniently, you played now.
I just remembered.
I did manly things
on a work league. I was terrible.
Manly.
Was that high school you played?
No, also pre-grade 10. Yeah.
So that's not high school to you?
Well, I don't know. Some people do middle school.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So, whatever.
Junior high?
I was trying to think of...
what position?
I was a fielder. Right left field. I had a good arm on me. So I pitched sometimes and I played out in the field, yeah.
Did you ever, as a pitcher, did you ever catch one right off the bat?
No, it was... softball was, what was that? What's the one where you lob it through?
That's softball.
No, slow pitch.
Oh yeah.
Slow pitch where you really.
Is that what you played?
No.
Or you play that crazy?
No.
That crazy underarm fast pitch.
Yeah, underarm.
It's just like,
yeah.
How do they even throw like that hard?
Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, it's fun. It's a fun thing to do as a kid, anyway.
There was a funny. I go by Jurassic Mark all the time on here, but my last name is Batten, and so there was a funny. I remember being at a I think it was my uncle's church's church picnic. So it was big, like sports day for all ages, and he was playing softball, and I was behind the fence, the backstop, just hanging out with people. I was pretty young, but I hear these people go, "Hey, who's up to bat right now?" And someone goes, "That's Doug." Doug who? Batten. Yeah.
Who's on first?
Who's got the bat? Doug. Doug who? Batten. Yes.
He's on first.
And I was sitting there going, this is amazing.
This is Abbott and Costello live. I was thinking of other bat-related things, and did you end up seeing as a kid Cujo?
I don't know if I ever actually saw it.
Saw Cujo.
Is there a bat in it, or why do you say what?
Yeah, because that's how the dog goes nuts. Is that the dog gets rabies from the bat?
Oh.
He gets bit on the nose. Dog goes into a hole, trying to get something. The dog does. Anyways, gets bit on the nose by a bat. then he goes nuts and kills people.
Wow.
But that all begins with the bat. Yeah.
Wow. Did you ever see that YouTube video? We're just, this is so.
Did you ever see that?
So unplanned and unprofessional. The guy is camping, broad daylight, and he's got his guitar out.
That's crazy.
And
but that bat had rabies, right?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it crawled up his chest, bit him in the neck.
Yeah, that's not good. Because it was acting weird in the middle of the day.
Yeah, it was swooping down at them anyway.
Crawling on a tree.
Yeah.
Doing its insane bat thing. Last summer when I went to the Lewis and Clark in Wyoming or Montana, the Lewis and Clark caverns, they were really hung up on bat conservation. It was like a big deal where it's like, has anybody been in a cave this past year? Has anybody been in a cave this past year, say? Doesn't matter what it is. You just say it like that. It's like, well, what's the big deal? It's like, well, there's this white nose syndrome. It's this fungal disease that like messes with bats and goofs up their echolocationing and
Really?
White nose. Yeah. You're a white nose. I've heard of brown nosing disease. But
Yeah, exactly. Were you in a cave when this was being talked about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You had to go through the pre-screening before you were allowed in the cave. So in case you had been in
you had white nose.
In case you had been in a cave and were wearing any of the same clothing as, I'm like, has anybody ever, so they catch you up with like, hey, so has anybody ever been in a cave before? And you're like, yeah, I've been in a cave. Okay, you. He's like, when was it? When was the last time you were in a cave? Are you wearing any of the same clothes? No, it was a year ago.
Sometimes I sleep better just letting white nose play in the background.
It's so peaceful. Bats dropping from the ceiling.
But while in the caves or caverns, wherever you were, did you see bats?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. They're creepy looking.
We did a cave tour once, and they gave us the speech. Literally, this woman, this guide, this park ranger, whatever she is standing there giving the speech. You know, people think that bats are in caves, and yes, while that does happen, and while she's giving us this disclaimer, don't look for bats because they're not here. A bat starts flying behind her, and we're all like, she's like, what? Turns around. No, she was as excited.
I've never seen a bat here
she was
before.
as excited as we were that there was a bat flying around.
Jumps on her neck, drags her to the nether region of the cavern.
Here you go.
You and me made friends right off the bat.
Just a little one for you.
Billy
You
Bob.
know what that is. Sling blade.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Well,
we're kind of heading into the final little stretches here.
let's do it. So, Riddlink is a game we like to play. And Riddlink is a game that requires a two-part trivia-based question that demands a two-part but overlapping answer. So, for example, last week we focused on the idiom being on cloud nine, and the Riddlink that we left with everyone. You laughed at me because it's a little wordy, but it's song by Jim Cummings as Winnie the Pooh, hanging from a balloon in a blissful state indeed. So
so many random things.
I know. I was trying to think of how I could trim that down. Anyway, Jim Cummings is the voice of Winnie the Pooh, but if you look up this song, it's by Jim Cummings, not Winnie the Pooh. So the song is called Little Black Rain Cloud, and so the answer was Little Black Rain Cloud 9.
Very good.
Yeah. So that's how you play.
I wasn't gonna get that. It was, but I do have a couple for today.
Let's do it. I got a couple.
Okay, well let me get things started off. That happened to me at the beginning with the Caped Crusaders Australian weapon.
Right.Off.The.Bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it.
I don't know how to describe it.
That's good. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Australian weapon.
I know, but it's not really. But it would get the word rang in your head.
Yeah, totally. Okay, here we go. We got one for you.
All right.
Just because someone did something mean doesn't mean it's okay for you to do something mean without delay. This is tricky. I didn't know how else to read this.
Tell me one more time.
Just because someone did something mean doesn't mean it's okay for you to do something mean without delay.
Like not do right off the bat, or doing right off the bat, or did me
So
wrong.
the person that did something wrong would be doing something
not right.
No, it would be one wrong. But if you also
Two wrongs don't make it right off the bat.
there you go.
Oh, that's funny. That's good. Yeah, that's a tricky one to get the words for. All right, here we go.
Okay, give it to me. Give it to me.
Kenny Loggins' theme to Caddyshack gets this idiom immediately.
Really? Kenny Loggins theme to Caddyshack.
There's a little groundhog who's doing the dance.
I know Kenny Loggins. I know the movie. I know the groundhog.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Is that a groundhog? Because Bill Murray is in Caddyshack,
or
co-starring with a groundhog, and then also is in Groundhog Day.
Maybe it's a mole or something, but yeah.
I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
So say it again. I just need to think of Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins'
Danger Zone
theme to Caddyshack gets this idiom immediately.
Oh, man.
So
it ends with right.
Yeah, so there's only one. There's 2 letters and an apostrophe.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm right? I'm right off the bat?
I'm all right, yeah.
I'm all right. Oh, I see.
I'm all right.
Wow.
Don't nobody worry about me.
No. Danger Zone.
I went to right off the bat.
Okay, you got one more? I got one more.
Yeah.
We're going to leave it for everybody else. Tell them how they can get a hold of us.
You can reach us on Instagram at the.village.idiom or emailing through at thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter at 3 Minutes Gone.
Last week, the one I left for everyone was quite wordy. This time, 4 words. Are you ready?
No.
Here goes.
Really?
Yep. I'm setting a record. Immediately play this song. That's it. That's all you get.
Wow. Well, good luck with that. You're definitely going to have to listen to the beginning to end to figure all that out. We've enjoyed putting today's podcast together. We hope you've enjoyed listening. I'm Skinny.
I am Jurassic John Brown's body mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
Right off the bat, no turning back.
That's 3 minutes gone.